Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm at the organ once again. In this video I will go over the drawbar settings that I use in my playing. And I've been playing the Hammond organ for almost a year, something like 10 months. On a full-size Hammond like this one, you have a switch for basically vibrato. This one is for the upper manual. And this one is for the lower manual and the bass pedals. And you can select the type of vibrato you want to use. The most popular one is C3, and it's very good for thickening up your bass lines. And I will show you in a minute. For now, let's turn this off. Okay, the first drawbar setting is 848. Some players adjust the middle drawbar to taste. Sometimes nothing, sometimes 2 or anywhere in the middle. But on this organ, on this Leslie, 848 works really well for bass lines. It also works for comping, right? But it really comes alive once you turn on the chorus 3 by flicking this switch. Gives it more meat. Next, let's discuss these two guys here. These are for your bass pedals. So when I'm playing walking bass lines, I use the left one only. Some people like to add a little bit of the right one. I like the sound to be kind of pure, like a bass guitar. If I want to play Bach, first of all, no vibrato, no chorus, and I pull out both of them. Has more kind of upper harmonics. So speaking of Bach, when I play Bach, J.S. Bach, Toccata and Fugue in D minor, I use the following settings. So this is for the upper manual, 038838888 for the upper manual, and for the lower manual, 028888008. No vibrato, no percussion, obviously. So they kind of work together very well. Almost sound kind of the same, but so I'm doing this one-handed, but it has different colors, and I just find it works very well for the lower manual, works very well for the bass lines, and this one is more shrill. So together with the pedals, it sort of sounds like a pipe organ. These are my pipe organ settings. So in addition to the custom presets, right, your B flat key and the B key, 2 sets of drawbars for each manual, you have the factory presets. So some French horn, oboe, all this clarinet stuff. So I use a bunch of different things, mostly these when I'm playing Bach, because I like the softer sounds, and I drew a little square so it's kind of easier to find with side vision. This is just a marker that I can literally take my finger and remove it. It's not permanent. So some of them are kind of useless, but This oboe horn works very well when you're doing this kind of call and response. And the same thing here, it's a clarinet, also works very well for the softer response. So there you go. There's some really cool ones, like I think this one is kind of piano like. What the hell is this? Timba Klausa. Have no idea what that is. Yeah, so I would say I use the custom preset keys, these ones and this one, and this is of course your cancel key. So nothing is selected. Okay, the next sound is the Jimmy Smith, the jazz sound. And it's basically these 3 drawbars with vibrato on. Let me, I guess, add all the ingredients one by one so you would hear, in case you want to do that. Nothing. Now, percussion, all tabs up. So this is the 3rd harmonic percussion, which basically adds a 5th to the initial attack of your note. And once we add the C3 chorus, then it sounds like Jimmy Smith. Whoops. And when playing jazz, you have C3, chorus 3 on both manuals, and of course the pedals. So that's that. And also, there's a trick that this drawbar, the last one, does not really work when you have percussion on, meaning it does nothing. So but when you turn off the percussion, then it actually starts working. And this sound in itself is also kind of cool. It's actually good for kind of call and response. So let me show you what I mean. There's a cutoff point here. See? It's called fold back. The harmonics are kind of added, but they are added weirdly because you don't have enough tone wheels for all the different combinations. So it's kind of compromises on the sound. So basically C, and then so you can effectively have 2 sounds in one. You see this? Different colors, the F sharp versus G. So this is also kind of cool. The next sound that is also kind of associated with Jimmy Smith is the squabble sound. And it's basically first drawbar and the last 4 out. But in my case, the sound is so shrill that I put them all on 7 as opposed to 8, so that it balances better with the other jazz sound. You don't touch the vibrato, you simply turn on the Leslie switch to fast. And it sounds with the Leslie on fast. This sound. Really cool. I was like obsessed with these sounds when I was 19 or 20. It's like, how in the world? So this sound is completely my own. I was not trying to sound like anybody. I was just messing around and I landed on these settings: 800, 805, 808. And mostly without the vibrato or chorus. It's got a lot of cool applications. It's very even in the low register. With the Leslie. And with percussion. I kind of like the second harmonic percussion on this one. See, that's my signature sound, and that's the cool thing about a Hammond. You can come up with your own signature setting. There's millions of different permutations here. Some very small, so like from this sound to this sound, there's a difference. A small difference, but a difference nonetheless. And finally, if we take the bass sound, 848, and pull out this high drawbar, we get this sound. There you go. That's about it. So those are my favorite drawbar settings. There are, of course, many more things you can do. The beauty of an organ is that you can, especially a Hammond organ, is that you have drawbars you can adjust on the fly, and you're playing with all of your appendages. It's the whole body is working together. The left hand plays the chords, the right hand plays the melodies. You're pumping the volume pedal with your right foot, and the left foot is stomping on the bass pedals. And then the Leslie switch, when you have time to do that, you just flick it and totally change the dynamic of your playing. So I hope you found it useful, and till next time, bye.